Please watch this video patiently till the end because what I am about to explain is something that affects each and every voter of our country. The Voter Verifiable Paper Trail or VVPAT machine was included in the election process by the Supreme Court in 2013 to assure voters that their vote has been correctly registered by the EVM machine. The Supreme Court's order had said the paper trail system will supplement the voting procedure. After recording a vote in the EVM, a printout from the VVPAT will confirm for the voter that vote has been rightly registered. But has adding the VVPAT made our election process foolproof? The answer is no. Can the EVM VVPAT combination be manipulated? The answer, unfortunately, is yes. When you voted during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, you must have noticed the VVPAT machine, which looks like this, placed next to the ballot unit of EVM machine on which you pressed a button to cast your vote. While the Election Commission of India did follow the Supreme Court's order and included VVPAT machines in the election process, there was a major technical glitch that defeated the purpose of the VVPAT. To explain this in simple words, think of the EVM as a computer. Think of its ballot unit as a keyboard and its control unit as the computer's hard drive. And think of the VVPAT machine as a printer connected to the computer. Each time a vote is punched in the ballot unit, it should get stored in the memory of the EVM's control unit. And then a printout from the VVPAT machine should confirm that the vote has been cast as per the button pressed by the voter on the EVM machine. The information should go from ballot unit to control unit to VVPAT machine. But the Quint has found out that this is not how the EVMs and VVPAT machines are connected. In the current process, a VVPAT machine is placed between the ballot unit and the control unit. So, the ballot unit transmits the vote first to the VVPAT machine, which gives a printout of the vote, and then that information is electronically recorded in the memory of the control unit. Now, you may ask, why is this significant? Well, in earlier election, before the VVPAT was introduced, the EVM only recorded the information of which button was pressed in its ballot unit. It did not know which party that button stood for. But in case of the VVPAT machine, to do its job, it has to be told which party and candidate each button on the ballot unit stands for. Now, the software containing the party symbol and the candidate name is uploaded via laptops into the VVPAT machines. This is done by engineers working for EVM manufacturing companies like BEL and ECIL over a period of 2 weeks before the polling dates. Now, if someone wanted to manipulate the election result, they could introduce a malware through an external device, that is laptop, into the VVPAT machines while this sensitive information was being uploaded into them. We spoke to former IAS officer Kannan Gopinathan, who was an election officer in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections and has a BTech in electrical engineering. He explained to us how malware can manipulate EVM votes.
With the crucial position that the VVPAT is in, the VVPAT is connected for the symbol loading to an external device. Let's assume now a malware gets onto the VVPAT. Now, let's assume that malware does whatever you're pressing in the ballot unit, it prints the same thing in the VVPAT. So when the voter is checking, he's satisfied and happy that, okay, I have pressed candidate 1 and the symbol and name of the candidate 1 only has been printed by the VVPAT. Okay, we don't know what is going from the VVPAT to the control unit. Let's assume the malware is capable to send something else to the control unit. Let's say the candidate 1 is pressed, the candidate 1's slip is printed, but the VVPAT sends the vote to the control unit to candidate 2. Okay. The thing here is that now the VVPAT already knows who is that candidate 2. So an intelligent manipulation is possible. At that point of time, voter has no way of knowing what has gone to the control unit.
In simple words, what Kannan Gopinathan just explained is, if there was a malware in the VVPAT machine, the information it was passing on to the control unit would be what the malware was dictating and not what the voter had pressed on the ballot unit. Now, why is this fear real? Because, as a story published by The Quint has already shown, the engineers who upload this sensitive information into VVPAT machines are from private companies. Can we still consider our election process to be safe and secure? The answer is a clear no. Another defense offered by the Election Commission is that of randomization, that nobody knows which EVM VVPAT is headed to which constituency, so they can't be manipulated. But this argument now falls flat. Why? Because for the VVPAT machine to do its job, it has to be given the candidate and party names specific to each constituency, which means this data can only be uploaded into a VVPAT machine after it is decided which constituency it is being sent to. We have asked the Election Commission these key questions. Why is the VVPAT machine placed between the ballot unit and control unit of the EVM? Why does the VVPAT machine control the information reaching to the control unit? Why isn't it the other way around? And doesn't this flaw make the VVPAT EVM combination vulnerable to manipulation? The Election Commission has not answered any of these questions yet. As a voter, each one of us has the right to know that our election process is safe and our democracy is not at risk. We wonder why the Election Commission is silent. We will continue to ask questions and do in-depth reporting till we get satisfactory answers.